The screaming won't stop.
Stay with-
Artillery's been pounding us for 3 hours straight. I'm working on my 6th sucking chest wound of the day, and my hands are so cold I can barely feel the forceps. The kid can't be more than 19. He's looking at me like I'm God, but I'm not God. I'm just a medic, and I'm out of morphine, out of plasma, out of everything except prayers and lies. December 1944, Bastogne, Belgium. The 101st Airborne, surrounded by an entire German panzer army. 7 days cut off. No supplies. No reinforcements. Freezing cold. And I'm Staff Sergeant Eugene Mitchell, combat medic. Easy company. This is the story of the longest week of my life, when the only thing between my boys and death was a Red Cross armband and a prayer. It started on December 16, 1944. We thought the war was almost over. We were wrong. They called it the Ghost Front. The Ardennes sector. Quiet, peaceful, where divisions went to rest and recover after the hard fighting in Holland and France. I'm Staff Sergeant Eugene Mitchell, combat medic, Easy Company, 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division, 24 years old. Been with Easy Company since Normandy. Jumped into the dark over France on D-Day. Fought through hedgerows and hell to get here. By December 1944, we're all thinking the same thing. The war's almost over. Germany's beaten. Just a matter of time now. We're in Mormelon, France, rear area. Actual beds. Hot food. First time in months we're not getting shot at. You hear Eisenhower's latest? Private Tommy Reston asks. He's 19, from Iowa, took shrapnel in his leg at Carentan. I dug it out with a pair of tweezers and a prayer. He calls me Doc even though I keep telling him I'm not a doctor. What's Ike saying now? Says we'll be home by Christmas. Germany's done, just needs the final push. I'll believe it when I see it, says Corporal Bill Hawkins. He's our squad leader, been in since North Africa, seen too much to believe in easy endings. Krauts are cornered. Cornered animals are the most dangerous. December 16, 1944. 05:30 hours, I'm asleep in an actual bed, first real bed in 6 months, when the whole building shakes. I think it's thunder at first. Then another impact and another incoming. The German offensive, later they'd call it the Battle of the Bulge, catches everyone by surprise. Hitler's thrown everything he has left at the weakest part of our line. 25 divisions, over 200,000 men, hundreds of panzers. The goal: split the Allied armies, capture Antwerp, force a negotiated peace. The obstacle: us. By December 18th, Easy Company is on trucks heading north. Nobody's telling us much, but the speed tells us everything. This is bad. Real bad. We reach Bastogne on the night. It's a nothing town. 7 roads converging in the center. But those roads, they're everything. Whoever controls Bastogne controls the movement through the Ardennes. Listen up. Captain Winters, our CO, gathers the company. German panzers are coming from all directions. Our job is to hold this town, no matter what. Division says the 4th Armored is coming to relieve us. Should be 3-4 days maximum. What if they don't make it, sir? Someone asks. Then we hold anyway. We dig in around the perimeter. The ground's frozen solid. Takes 4 men 2 hours to dig a foxhole that should take 1 man 30 minutes. My aid station is in a barn on the edge of town. Hay on the floor. Holes in the roof, but it's shelter. I inventory my supplies. Morphine syrets, 200 sulfa powder, 50 packets. Bandages, maybe enough for 100 casualties. Plasma, 20 units. Surgical instruments, 1 basic kit. For a company of 140 men who are about to get surrounded by an entire German army. It's not enough, not even close. We're gonna need more supplies, I tell Hawkins. Get in line, Doc. We're short on everything. Ammo, food, winter gear, medical supplies are bottom priority. Bottom priority. I'm treating wounded men here, and I'm keeping live men alive by shooting kraut. You want morphine? Win the war first. That's the infantry for you. Always pragmatic. December 20th. The Germans complete the encirclement. We're surrounded. 140 men in Easy Company. About 18,000 men total in Bastogne. 101st Airborne. 10th Armored Division remnants, artillery units, support troops, against 45,000 Germans with tanks, heavy artillery and air support. The siege began. December 21st, day 2 of the siege. The German artillery starts at dawn. They've got us zeroed in. They know exactly where we are. 88mm guns, 105mm howitzers, Nebelwerfers, the screaming mimes that sound like banshees. The barn shakes with each impact. Hay dust falls from the rafters. I'm trying to organize my aid station when the first casualties arrive. Medic! Medic! 4 men carrying a litter. The soldier on it, Private Eddie Walsh from Brooklyn. He's got a hole in his chest the size of my fist. Shrapnel from a tree burst. The blood is bright red, pulsing with each heartbeat. Arterial bleed. He's got minutes. Get him on the table. Hawkins, hold pressure here. Reston, I need plasma. My hands move automatically. Training takes over. Cut away the uniform. Find the bleeder. Clamp it. Stitch it. Hope to God it holds. But Walsh's face is white. He's going into shock. Plasma, Reston. Now. Doc. The plasma's frozen. It's solid. Frozen. Of course it's frozen. It's 15 degrees outside, barely warmer in here. Put it under your arm. Warm it up. That'll take 20 minutes. He doesn't have 20 minutes. I'm working anyway. Packing the wound with sulfa powder. Bandaging. Praying. Walsh is looking at me, eyes unfocused. Am I gonna die, Doc? The question every medic dreads. Not if I have anything to say about it, I tell him, but I feel the pulse under my fingers getting weaker, faster. Fede. The plasma arrives, finally warm enough to flow. I get the needle in his arm. The clear liquid starts dripping into his vein, but his pulse is so weak I can barely find it. Come on, Walsh, stay with me. Think about Brooklyn. Think about what's her name, the girl you're always writing to. Mary, he whispers. That's right. Mary, you're gonna see Mary again. You're gonna... His eyes fix on something behind me, something I can't see, and then he's gone. I keep working anyway. Chest compression, artificial respiration, but he's gone. 4 minutes from wound to death. First casualty of the day. It's 0630 hours. Doc, Hawkins puts his hand on my shoulder. He's gone. I know. We got more coming in. I look up. Through the barn door I see them carrying 3 more litters, 5 more walking wounded behind them. It's gonna be a long day. By 140 hours, I've treated 23 casualties, 3 dead, 8 serious, 12 walking wounded who go right back to the line because we need every rifle. My morphine supply is down to 150. My bandages are running low. I'm reusing everything I can. Boiling instruments, washing bandages, stretching supplies. Doc. Captain Winters appears in the doorway. How many can fight? The walking wounded. 12. But sir, they need rest. I need rifles on the line. German infantry's probing our perimeter. Can they shoot? I look at the 12 men. Bandaged. Bloody. Exhausted. They're looking back at me. Yeah. Private Diaz says. He's got a bandaged shoulder wound. We can shoot, Captain. Good. Grab your weapons and get back out there. They file out. 12 wounded men going back to fight, because that's what paratroopers do. I'm cleaning blood off my hands when I hear it. Medic. And it starts again. December 22nd, day 3. I've been awake for 36 hours straight. I've treated 47 casualties. 7 dead. My morphine is down to 100 syrets. My sulfa powder is almost gone. And the Germans keep shelling us. Euro 800 hours. The shelling stops sudden. Complete silence. What the hell? Hawkins looks up from his foxhole. Why'd they stop? Through the fog we see them coming. 4 German officers under a white flag. The universal signal for parley. Captain Winters and some brass from division headquarters go out to meet them. We watch from the perimeter. The Germans hand over a document. Winters reads it. His face doesn't change. 20 minutes later, he's back. What'd they want? Hawkins asks. Surrender. They gave us an ultimatum. 2 hours to surrender the town or face total annihilation. What'd the general say? Winters smiles. General McAuliffe's exact words were, "Aw, nuts. That's it. Nuts? That's it. That's our official response. Nuts." The Germans apparently didn't understand the American slang. Had to have it explained. It means go to hell. 2 hours later, the shelling resumes, heavier than before. They weren't kidding about the annihilation part. That night, I'm working on Private Johnson leg wound. Femoral artery nicked when Lieutenant Harrison stumbles into the aid station. He's holding his side, blood seeping between his fingers. "Doc, I think I need some help here." I get him on a litter. Shrapnel wound, right side, no exit wound. The shrapnel's still in there, pressing against something. When I probe the wound, his blood pressure drops. Internal bleeding. I need to operate. I tell him, "Here? Now?" "Yes." "Doc, you're not a surgeon." "No, but you'll die if I don't get that shrapnel out, and you'll die if I try to move you. So I'm operating. I've done field surgery before. Normandy, Holland, but always with real surgeons supervising. This time, it's just me. I give him morphine, precious morphine, but this requires it. I sterilize my instruments in boiling water. I say a prayer, and I cut. The shrapnel is lodged near his liver. One wrong move and I'll kill him. My hands are shaking from cold and exhaustion and fear. "Doc?" Harrison's looking at me, morphine making his eyes glassy. "Yeah, my wife. Grace, she's pregnant. Due in February. You're gonna meet that baby," I tell him. "Now shut up and let me work." It takes 45 minutes, the longest 45 minutes of my life. But I get the shrapnel out. I clamp the bleeding. I stitch him up, he'll live. "Maybe." "Thanks, Doc," he whispers as the morphine takes him under. I step outside the barn. My hands are covered in blood. I'm shaking. I lean against the wall and slide down to sit in the snow. Hawkins finds me there. "You okay, Doc?" "I'm out of morphine, almost out of sulfa. No plasma left." I'm running an aid station with nothing but bandages and hope. We're all running on nothing but hope. Hawkins says, "Food's almost gone. Ammo's low. But we're still here. How many more days you think we can hold?" "As many as it takes. That's the Airborne for you. Too stubborn to know when they're beaten." December 23rd, day 4. This is the day I learn what it means to play God. By noon, I've got 23 wounded men in the barn. More keep coming, but I'm out of morphine, completely out. The last syringe went to a kid with both legs blown off, who died anyway. Now when they come in screaming, all I have are lies. "It's okay, you're gonna be fine, just breathe." Triage. That's what they taught us in medic school. Sort the wounded into 3 categories. Category 1, immediate. Critical wounds, but treatable. These guys get priority. Category 2, delayed. Serious wounds, but stable. Can wait. Category 3, expectant. Too far gone. Make them comfortable. In school, it was theoretical. In Bastogne, it's 23-year-old boys bleeding to death on hay. Private First Class Robert Martinez comes in at 100 hours. Belly wound, intestines perforated. Needs immediate surgery, antibiotics, plasma. I have none of that. I know medically, clinically, professionally, he's category 3 expectant, meaning he's going to die. But he's 19 years old. He's from Texas. He's got a picture of his mom in his helmet, and he's looking at me like I can save him. "Doc, it hurts. God, it hurts so bad." "I know, son, I know. Can you give me something for the pain?" I look at my empty morphine box. I look at his wound. I look at his face. And I lie. "Yeah, I'm gonna give you something right now." I pantomime filling a syringe, tap his arm, pretend to inject it. "There you go. That'll kick in real soon. Just close your eyes and rest." "Thanks, Doc," he whispers. His eyes close. He dies 6 hours later in pain, believing I'd helped him. I step outside. It's snowing now. Big fat flakes that would be beautiful any other time. I throw up in the snow. "First time?" Captain Winters appears beside me. "First time what, sir?" "First time you had to choose." "How'd you know?" "I saw you with Martinez. Saw what you did. The phantom morphine." I lied to him, sir. He died in pain because I had nothing to give him. You gave him hope. In his last hours, he believed he wasn't alone. That's not nothing, Sergeant. It feels like nothing. That's because you're a good medic. The day it stops bothering you is the day you need to quit. But I can't quit because at 1600 hours they bring in 5 more, and at 103 more after that. By nightfall I've made the choice 4 more times, 4 more boys I can't save. 4 more Category 3s who I comfort with lies and phantom morphine because it's all I have left to give. This is what they don't tell you about being a medic. They teach you to bandage wounds and start IVs and treat shock. But they don't teach you how to decide who lives and who dies. They don't teach you how to look a 19-year-old in the eye and lie about the morphine you don't have. They don't teach you how to keep going when you're out of everything except guilt. But you keep going, because there's always another casualty, always another soldier calling for a medic, always another chance to save one more. December 24th, Christmas Eve. The temperature drops to 5 degrees, maybe lower. My aid station has no heat except body warmth and a few small fires we can't make too big because the smoke draws German fire. I've got 18 wounded men who can't be moved. Some are waiting for evacuation that isn't coming. Some are too critical to move. Some are dying slowly, and all I can do is keep them warm. Doc, Private Reston, the kid from Iowa, I've been treating since Normandy. He's shivering violently. Shock from his wounds, maybe. Or just the cold. Yeah, Tommy? Is it really Christmas Eve? I check my watch. 200 hours, December 24th. Yeah, it's Christmas Eve. My mom always makes pecan pie on Christmas Eve. The whole house smells like sugar and cinnamon. Sounds nice. What's your family do for Christmas, Doc? I think about home, about my wife, Sarah, about my daughter, Emma, who I haven't seen in 18 months. She was 2 when I shipped out. She'll be almost 4 if I get home. My wife puts up a tree in our living room. Nothing fancy, but she strings popcorn and cranberries, and Emma, that's my daughter, she makes paper ornaments. You miss them? Every damn day. Around the aid station the wounded are quiet. Some are sleeping. Some are just staring at the ceiling. All of them are thinking about home. At midnight someone starts singing, "Silent Night, Holy Night." It's Hawkins, the hard-ass corporal who never shows emotion. His voice is rough but sincere. One by one, others join in. Wounded men, medics, even some guys from the perimeter who can hear us. All is calm, all is bright. There's nothing calm about Bastogne. There's nothing bright about this frozen hell. But for 3 minutes we pretend. Sleep in heavenly peace. Some of the guys are crying. I'm crying. We're all crying because it's Christmas Eve and we're surrounded, and some of these boys won't see another Christmas. When the song ends, the barn is silent except for the wind outside and the distant rumble of artillery. "Merry Christmas, Doc," Reston says. "Merry Christmas, Tommy." At AO 200 hours the Germans attack. Artillery first, then infantry. They're trying to break through on the southern perimeter right where Easy Company is dug in. The casualties start arriving immediately. First, Corporal James Donnelly, both legs shattered by artillery. I try to save the legs, but they're too far gone. In a real hospital with real surgeons, maybe. Here, I have to amputate. I've never amputated before, but if I don't, infection will kill him in 3 days. Donnelly, listen to me. Your legs are gone. I have to take them off or you'll die. Do you understand? Through the shock and pain, he nods. Do it, Doc. Just do it fast. I have no anesthetic. No morphine. Nothing. Hawkins. Reston. I need you to hold him down. Don't let him move no matter what. I work as fast as I can. The bone saw screams through flesh and bone. Donnelly screams louder. The sound will haunt me for the rest of my life. But I save his life. By dawn I've treated 31 casualties, 4 dead, 6 critical, the rest patched up and sent back to the line. Christmas morning in Bastogne. The sun rises on a white landscape stained red with blood. December 25th, Christmas Day. The weather breaks. For 6 days we've been socked in by fog and clouds. No air support, no resupply drops, nothing. The Germans own the sky because we can't see the sky. But Christmas morning the clouds clear, and our boys come through. I hear them first. The distinctive sound of C-47 transport engines. Then I see them, dozens of aircraft flying low, heading straight for Bastogne. Supply drop. Someone shouts. They're dropping supplies. Parachutes bloom in the sky. Red, white, blue, hundreds of them floating down like strange flowers. The whole town erupts in cheers. I'm standing outside my aid station watching the drop when Captain Winters runs up. "Doc, division's asking for a list. Medical supplies, what do you need most?" "Everything. Morphine, sulfa, bandages, plasma, surgical instruments, antibiotics if they've got them. I'll radio it in. Next drop should have medical supplies." Sure enough, 2 hours later another wave comes in. This time I see chutes marked with red crosses. Medical supplies. One lands maybe 50 yards from my aid station. I run through the snow, resting right behind me. We open the canister. Morphine syrettes, 500 sulfa powder, 200 packets. Bandages, thousands ins. Plasma, 100 units. Antibiotics, 50 doses. Surgical kit, complete. I actually laugh. First time in days. We're back in business, Reston. Thank God. I was getting tired of watching you pretend to give morphine. You knew, Doc. We all knew. But what else could you do? The supplies don't just change my aid station, they change everything. With morphine, I can actually treat pain. With plasma, I can fight shock. With antibiotics, I can prevent infection. Suddenly Category 3 patients become Category 1. Suddenly boys who were going to die might live. But the best part? The sky staying clear means fighter bombers. P-47 Thunderbolts appear around noon. They strafe German positions, hit German supply lines, destroy German tanks. The siege isn't over, but suddenly we're not alone anymore. That afternoon I'm actually able to rest. First time in 6 days. I sit outside the barn eating real food from a supply drop. Canned turkey, sweet potatoes, even cigarettes for the guys who smoke. Lieutenant Harrison, the guy I operated on, whose wife is pregnant, he walks out of the barn, slowly, carefully, but he's walking. "Doc, you should be lying down." "I've been lying down for 3 days. Figured I'd watch the show." He points at the sky where P-47s are making another run. "Besides, I wanted to thank you for what? For not giving up on me. You could have said I was too far gone, but you did. Just doing my job, Lieutenant." "Bullshit. You went above and beyond. You saved my life, which means my kid's gonna have a father." He holds out his hand. "Thank you." I shake it. "You're welcome. Now get back inside before you tear your stitches." That night, for the first time since the siege began, I sleep. Really sleep. 4 solid hours. I dream about home, about Sarah and Emma, about a world without war. I wake to the sound of tank engines, but these tanks aren't German. December 26, day 7, thorough 945 hours. The sound gets louder. Heavy engines, lots of them. Tanks. Someone shouts. Tanks coming from the south. We grab weapons, prepare for attack. If German panzers break through now, after everything, but then we see them. Sherman tanks. American Shermans, with white stars on the sides, and behind them columns of infantry, trucks, half-tracks, artillery, the 4th Armored Division, Patton's 3rd Army. The siege is over. The perimeter erupts. Men are crying, laughing, hugging each other. Some are just standing there in shock, unable to believe it's real. Captain Winters walks over to me. He looks 10 years older than he did a week ago. "Doc, start preparing your critical cases for evacuation. Real hospitals, real doctors, real everything." "Yes, sir." "And Doc, outstanding work. You saved a lot of lives. Lost a lot too, sir." "Yeah, but the ones you saved, they'll remember. Their families will remember. That matters." The relief column brings everything we need: food, ammunition, medical supplies, and most importantly, ambulances. I spend the next 6 hours preparing my wounded for evacuation, updating their medical records, explaining to the surgeons what I've done, what they need. "You amputated both legs, in a barn, with no anesthetic. The army surgeon looks at me like I'm crazy. Yes, sir. And he's still alive. Yes, sir. He examines my work. The stumps are clean. No infection. The sutures are holding. Sergeant, this is good work. Really good work. Thank you, sir. Where'd you train? Medic school, Fort Sam Houston. 8 weeks. 8 weeks. You should be a surgeon. I'm happy being a medic, sir. The ambulances take my wounded away. One by one, they leave. The boys I've fought to keep alive for 7 days. Donnelly, the double amputee, grabs my hand before they load him. Doc, I don't know how to thank you. You just did. Now go home. Marry that girl you keep talking about. Have kids. Live a good life. That's all the thanks I need. I'll name my first son Eugene. After you. You better not. Eugene's a terrible name. He laughs. They all laugh. And then they're gone. By nightfall, the barn is empty. No wounded, no blood-soaked hay. Just an empty space where 23 men lived and 8 men died. I sit on the ground, back against the wall, and I just breathe. Hawkins finds me there. Come on, Doc. Hot food. Real beds. They're setting up in town. In a minute. He sits down next to me. You did good, Doc. You know that, right? I had to choose. Had to decide who lived and who died. Some of them, I couldn't save them. Hawkins, I just couldn't. The ones you couldn't save, they were going to die anyway. But the ones you did save, Martinez's buddy Donnelly, Harrison, they're alive because of you. 8 men died in this barn. How many were wounded? 73. 73 wounded. 8 died. Doc, that's a 90% survival rate in a siege situation with no supplies. Do you understand what that means? It means 8 families are getting telegrams. It means 65 families aren't. You did that. I want to believe him, but all I can see are the faces of the 8 who didn't make it. Maybe someday I'll see the 65 who... December 27th. Day 8. First day of freedom. The final count comes in. 101st Airborne Division at Bastogne, Deke. Started 18,000 men. Casualties 2,000, dead, wounded, missing. Easy Company specifically ended with 112 effectives. Medical casualties treated in my aid station Deke. Total wounded 73, died of wounds 8 date. Evacuated to hospitals 47 Deke. Returned to duty 18, 8 men died on my watch. 8 names I'll carry forever. Bleed, bite. Private Robert Martinez, Texas, belly wound, no morphine to ease his pain. Corporal Stephen Phillips, Oregon, head wound, nothing I could do. Private First Class James Murphy, Boston, both lungs collapsed, died in my arms. Sergeant David Klein, Chicago, bled out before I could stop it. Private Michael O'Brien, Philadelphia, infection set in too fast. Private First Class Raymond Tucker, Georgia, shock and cold killed him. Private Andrew Kowalski, Detroit, died on Christmas Day. I write each name in my journal. I write what they said before they died. I write what I wish I could have done differently. I'll send letters to their families. I'll tell them their sons were brave, that they didn't suffer, that they died quickly. Some of those things will be true. The Army wants to give me a medal. Silver Star, they're saying, for gallantry in action and devotion to duty beyond the call. That I don't want it. Doc, you saved 65 men, Captain Winters says. In impossible conditions. You operated without training. You made supplies last that shouldn't have. You deserve recognition. I don't want recognition, sir. I want those 8 men back. That's why you deserve it. Because you care about the 8 you lost. Not the 65 you saved. They pin the medal on me anyway. Formation in the town square. Generals and colonels. Photographers from Stars and Stripes. They want the story of the medic who refused to leave. Because I didn't leave. When they offered to evacuate me with the critical cases, I stayed. When they offered to send me to the rear for rest, I stayed. Because my boys were in that barn. And medics don't abandon their boys. Staff Sergeant Eugene Mitchell. The general reads, for extraordinary heroism and devotion to duty during the Siege of Bastogne. Despite severe shortages of medical supplies, extreme cold, and continuous enemy action, Sergeant Mitchell treated over 70 casualties, performed multiple life-saving surgeries, and refused evacuation to remain with his unit. His actions directly resulted in the survival of numerous soldiers who otherwise would have perished. They pin the silver star on my chest. Everyone salutes, cameras flash, and all I can think about is Eddie Walsh dying in my arms on day one because the plasma was frozen. The 2 first ships out of Bastogne. We're going to Morphine again, the rear area. Actual rest this time. Before we leave, I visit the temporary cemetery. They've buried the American dead in a field outside town. Wooden crosses, hundreds of them, names carved by hand. I find the 8 crosses from my aid station. I stand there in the snow, and I talk to them. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I tried. God knows I tried, but I didn't have enough supplies or enough training or enough something. And you paid the price for my inadequacy. I pause. The wind blows snow across the crosses, but I want you to know, you weren't alone. You didn't die alone in some foreign field with no one who cared. I was there. I held your hands. I told you it would be okay, and I'll carry you with me every day for the rest of my life. I salute 8 times, once for each cross. Then I turn and walk away. The war ends in May 9. Germany surrenders. It's over. I go home to Sarah and Emma. My daughter doesn't recognize me at first. I've been gone 2 years. She's 4 years old. I'm a stranger with her father's voice, but eventually she warms up. Eventually she calls me daddy again. Sarah, she knows something's changed. She sees it in my eyes, the way I wake up at night reaching for morphine syringes that aren't there, the way I count things compulsively, food, supplies, anything, making sure there's enough. What happened over there? She asks one night. I was a medic. I saved lives. You also lost some. 8. I lost 8. How many did you save? 65. Then you did good, you did real good. I want to believe her. Maybe someday I... 50 years later, I'm 74 years old. Sarah passed away 3 years ago. Emma's grown with kids of her own. I live in a small house in Pennsylvania, alone with my memories. December 1994. I get an invitation, 50th anniversary reunion, Battle of the Bulge veterans, Bastogne, Belgium. I almost don't go. What's the point? It won't bring back the 8, won't change what happened. But Emma convinces me, Dad, you need this. You need to see them again. The ones you saved. So I go. Bastogne, Belgium. December 16, 1994. The town is decorated for the anniversary, flags, banners, "Thank you American Liberators" in every window. The reunion is in the town square, maybe 300 veterans, old men now with gray hair and walking canes, wearing our uniforms from 50 years ago. I'm standing by myself, overwhelmed, when someone calls out, Doc, Doc Mitchell. I turn. A man in a wheelchair is rolling toward me, both legs amputated at the knee. Corporal James Donnelly. Donnelly, is that really you? Hell yes. It's me, Doc. He's grinning. I told you I'd name my son Eugene. This is him, Eugene Donnelly Jr. A man in his 40s stands beside the wheelchair. And these are my 3 grandchildren. I'm crying. I can't help it. You lived. You got married. You had a family. Because of you, Doc. Because you amputated my legs in that frozen barn and kept me alive. Another voice. Doc Mitchell, Lieutenant Harrison. Walking slowly, but walking. His hair is white, but his eyes are the same. My daughter, he says, introducing a woman next to him. Grace. Named after her mother. You saved my life. Which meant Grace got to have a father. Her kids, my grandkids, they exist because of you. One by one they come. The 65. Some in person, some represented by children or grandchildren. Each one with a story. You treated my father's wounds. He lived another 46 years. You saved my grandfather. Because of you I exist. You kept my dad alive when everyone said he'd die. 65 names, 65 lives, and the families that came from those lives. Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, hundreds of people alive because of 7 days in a frozen barn. Captain Winters, now a retired colonel, finds me in the crowd. "You see, Doc, you see what you did? I see what survived, but I still see the 8 who didn't. You want to know what I see?" He gestures at the crowd. "I see 150 people who exist because you refused to quit, because you made impossible choices and saved who you could. Those 8 who died, they were going to die, Doc. You couldn't have saved them with all the morphine and plasma in the world, but these 65, they lived because of you." We hold a memorial service that night at the field where the temporary cemetery used to be. The American graves have all been moved to permanent cemeteries, but we remember them here. Each veteran stands and names the men they lost. When it's my turn, I read my list. Private Eddie Walsh, Private Robert Martinez, Corporal Stephen Phillips. All 8 names, 8 men who died on my watch. And then the children and grandchildren stand, and they read names too. Eugene Mitchell Jr., born 1946, named for the medic who saved my father. Grace Harrison, born, exist because Doc Mitchell saved her father. One by one, 65 names, and the families that came from them. I understand now. Finally, after 50 years, I understand. Yes, I lost 8, and I'll grieve those 8 for the rest of my life. But I saved 65, and those 65 became families, became hundreds of lives. That's the legacy, not the 8 I couldn't save, the 65 I could. I'm 94 years old now, writing this in 2014, 70 years after Bastogne. Most of the Easy Company boys are gone. Winters died in 2011. Hawkins in 2009. Of the 65 men I saved, maybe 10 are still alive, but their families endure. Their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the ripple spreading outward from 7 days in a frozen barn. People ask me what was it like, being a medic at Bastogne. I tell them, it was the hardest thing I ever did. Making impossible choices with insufficient supplies, watching boys die when you know you could save them if only you had morphine, or plasma, or just 5 more minutes. But it was also the most important thing I ever did. Because being a medic isn't about saving everyone, that's impossible. It's about saving who you can, making the best decisions with limited resources, never giving up, even when the odds are impossible. To the medics who came after me, in Vietnam, in Korea, in Iraq and Afghanistan, to every combat medic who's ever held a wounded soldier and prayed for supplies that aren't coming. I know what you're going through. I know the impossible choices. I know the weight of those you couldn't save. But remember the ones you did save. Remember that every life matters. Every soldier you keep alive is a father who'll meet his daughter, a husband who'll grow old with his wife, a son who'll come home to his mother. You're not God. You can't save everyone. But the ones you do save, they'll live because of you, and their families will exist because of you. And that matters more than you know. To the 8 men who died in my aid station, Eddie Walsh, Robert Martinez, Stephen Phillips, James Murphy, David Klein, Michael O'Brien, Raymond Tucker, Andrew Kowalski, I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I tried. I gave everything I had, but it wasn't enough. You weren't forgotten. Not for one day in 70 years have I forgotten you. You died far from home, in pain, in a frozen barn in Belgium, but you didn't die alone. I was there, and I held your hands, and I told you it would be okay. I hope wherever you are it is okay. I hope you've found peace. To everyone reading this is what war costs. Not just the dead, but the living who carry them. I'm 94 years old, and I still dream about Bastogne, still hear the artillery, still see Eddie Walsh's face as he died, but I also remember the reunion, the families, the lives that continued because of 7 terrible, beautiful days when a medic refused to quit. Was it worth it? The nightmares, the guilt, the weight of 8 names. Yes, because 65 men lived, and their families lived. and the world is better for their presence in it. That's what medics do. We save lives, and sometimes that's enough. To my family, Emma, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I hope you never have to see what I saw. But if you do, if the world ever calls on you to serve, remember this: do your best, save who you can, and never ever give up. That's all anyone can ask. Staff Sergeant Eugene Mitchell, Combat Medic, Easy Company, 506th TIR, 10th 1st Airborne Division, Bastogne, Belgium, December 2027, 1944, Silver Star recipient, hero to 65 men, haunted by 8, and proud of both.